Good afternoon, Ben here. How you going? Today I want to talk about pain. And you're probably wondering why is Ben going to talk about pain? Well, I want to talk about what stops you from doing what you need to get done to be successful. And the reason why I thought this was important was it's good to put things into perspective. And you'll see the title that I put on this video was "It's Always Painful." And it is always painful, and it's up to you to choose what pain you feel. Now, where this comes from, where I get this "it's always painful" from, was a very famous speaker and mentor of mine, although I never met him, but he mentored me, whether he likes it or not. He passed away, unfortunately, about 5 years ago. It was E. James Rohn, or Jim Rohn, very, very motivational guy. But he said there's two types of pain in life. There's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Now, I agree with that, right? So you can either feel the pain of being disciplined to do something right now, or the pain of regret when you don't do it down the track because things didn't go the way that you expected. I'm actually going to say there's three pains. The third pain is doing nothing. Now that's going to lead to the pain of regret, but sitting on the fence is very painful as well, and not going to get you very far at all. So when it comes to thinking about getting something done, now the reason that I've decided to talk about this today is that in my world, in the last couple of weeks in particular, I've come across a few people that have struggled with choosing to be disciplined about what they need to do to get the job done. And you know, discipline is definitely painful, right? It's hard, it's definitely painful. And the reality though is that if you don't have the discipline now and feel the pain now, all you're doing is prolonging the inevitable, and that is the pain that you're going to feel when you regret not doing it. And I think that's such an important lesson for you in business, is that it's easy to put off little things. Now I'll give you an example so you can get your head around what I'm talking about. I've got a client, he's a very small startup, sole trader, that I'm doing some helping this guy out, and we're talking about lead generation, what he needs to do to generate leads. And he's in the professional services game, and for him, he needs to be able to generate one-on-one meetings, right? Sales appointments. And so we agreed how many calls a day that he thought that he needed to do to get the results based on his conversion rates and based on what his goals were. And he's nowhere near it, nowhere near the number that he said he needed to do. And the reality is that the reason is because he doesn't like doing the calls, or doesn't want to do the calls. I don't know, avoiding them, right? Because it's painful. And a lot of people have seen me. I remember when I first started in my business back in 2001, 2002, people would say to me, "What is it you're doing, Ben?" And I said, "I'm just doing the work." I was doing 50 calls a day. I remember doing 50 calls a day. I'd get the yellow pages out and I'd flip through and I'd ring everybody. I rang everybody and I spoke to everybody. And every day I'd make 50 calls, no matter what, rain, hail, shine. Every day I got on the blower and I made 50 calls. Now, did I get told no a lot? Yeah, absolutely I did. And even to this day, it still happens, right? It doesn't mean that I'm any better than anybody else. It's just that I put the effort in, right? I pushed through that pain to make the calls. That meant that I've been able to grow a multi-million-dollar coaching business. Now, it's not because I'm an amazing coach. It's not because I'm smarter than anybody else. It's just that I was prepared to feel the pain of discipline and just get the work done. Now, it hurt, right? It definitely hurt, because when you're making 50 calls a day, you might book one appointment, you might book two appointments, you might book no appointments. And that's just the reality, right? That's just the reality of that particular point in time. That role that I was in at that time for me in my business was doing that work. Now, I hire people to do the calls, but we still do the calls, right? And they have to go through the process of doing that. But if you can't afford to hire people to do the stuff that's painful, you're going to have to do it yourself. That's just how life works. And there are certain things that you can't leverage out of. Like, for example, if you know me at all, you'll know that I'm a little bit blurry. Oh, come on, camera, get focused. I'm a little bit slimmer than I was at the beginning of this year. And that's because I've been on a health journey. And you know, I was feeling the regret, the pain of regret for not doing it sooner. I had let my health go and I was quite overweight. I was on blood pressure medications. I was pre-diabetic with my blood sugars, and I had a lot of, you know, I was lethargic. I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't comfortable with myself. I was unhappy. And you know, I'd let myself get to the point of feeling that pain. And so I had to do something about it. So I've lost 31 kilos since Feb 4. And that's been through discipline. And people have said to me, was it hard? Well, no, what's harder? You know, you got to ask yourself, what hard do you want to feel like? And that's this whole thing is, it's all painful. It's either painful if you be disciplined about something and just get it done, or it's painful when you don't do it and you live in regret because you didn't do it. You've just got to choose what pain you want to feel. So it wasn't hard. It was easy, because once I'd made the decision that I was going to accept the pain of discipline, then it becomes easy. I don't think anything is hard. Hard is, what is hard? Hard is your perspective, right? Everyone, for what I might find hard, you might find easy, or vice versa, right? So it's not about, you know, what's hard. You know, was it hard? No, it wasn't hard. It was easy. But for some people, it is hard. And I think because unless you decide to push through the pain of discipline, it's going to be hard. So I think it's really important that you understand that it's always going to be painful. You just got to pick which pain you're going to feel, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And that's the message I want to give you today. So think about the things that you've been putting off in your world, the things that have been stopping you from succeeding, and ask yourself why. And ask yourself, is it because I haven't been disciplined to do them? And if that is the case, am I prepared to feel the pain of regret later on down the track for not doing it? Or am I prepared just not to have that result? Okay, because that's okay as well. No one's going to judge you, entirely up to you. But if you've set a goal and you're not achieving it because you're not pushing through that pain of discipline, then you need to ask yourself, am I prepared then for the pain of regret that is going to come somewhere down the track? All right, well, I've been Ben Futrell. Thanks for tuning in for this live video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I can see I'm going out of focus every now and then, but that's okay. I look good blurry, much better than I do sharp and in focus. So there you go. Thanks for joining me, and all the best for growing your business. If you need some help, let us know. We're here to help you build the business you imagine. See ya.